Hi everybody, I'm Mike. Welcome to my shop. So today on Bubba's Workbench, we're going to revisit these Tealight Contemplation Bench Tealight holders that I made. Now I'm not sure if you watched that previous video. It's one of those non-talky videos. I just wanted to go through the process, hopefully provide some inspiration. Well, the idea of that video was I'm going to batch out some Tealight holders that I would probably sell, or I'm planning on selling, on my Etsy store. Or would like to, So I'm trying to create a project with as least amount of materials and in order to maximize profits. So first and foremost, I went through and I made some prototypes, got 3 of them here, some scrap wood. I don't care what happens, so I can work out all my details. I even made a template for aligning the feet, so that way when you glue them on, you can be consistent without any guesswork. Well, when I went to the final project, I ran into some issues. Actually, the first one was a unforeseen issue. When I was carving the feet out and shaping them, I cut them first on the bandsaw, and I figured that way I could just sand right to the line. Piece of cake. Well, I am assuming, I guess, because I'm not real experienced using maple, I haven't used a lot of it, and I guess primarily because the part I was sanding was mostly the end grain. Well, on my disc sander, it burned it so bad, it left a pretty pronounced mark, at least on the most flat part of it. Seemed like the angle wasn't so bad, so I guess it pretty much answered my own question. The end grain burned almost immediately. Well, I attempted to sand it with regular sandpaper, but it just wasn't working. So then a thought came to me is that, well, okay, since I'm following this whole Zen idea or Zen style, why not utilize Shoshugibon? So I got out my torch, and as you see here, I burned it the rest of the way, so it was completely evenly black. That wasn't a design choice. It was just a way to recover because I knew no other way to fix it other than trimming. And what happened was I thought about originally making a little jig on the for my crosscut sled so that I could just trim the edges perfect. And I'm going to do that for it in the future because that's really the only way to get a burn-free cut. Okay, well, all said and done, I'm all finished, and I actually put, oil on them, and then all of a sudden it dawned on me that the center hole on all 3 of these is incorrectly spaced. I don't know how I did that, since I measured, and measured. Well, I guess I need to measure one more time. So now I'm left with, well, I guess these are just scrap, and these are considered prototypes. So now I need to go buy all new wood and try again. Well, I'm trying to avoid that route and see if there's a way I can still recover from my errors. So what I've come up with is I'm going to make basically an inlay. I got another piece of maple, and I'm going to cut out the center section here, then cut a piece of the maple, glue it in place, and then re-drill the holes. Now, it's going to work, and it should work just fine. I'm not expecting the result to be what I want, though, because while a stripe is not a bad idea for one of these, I think that 2-inch stripe is going to be too much maple. You won't hardly notice any of the walnut. So we're going to do that right now, try it out, and see how it ends up. Okay, so far so good. We have success. We cut the groove into the Tealight holder. I fitted the maple for that slot. It's a little on the tight side, but I'm going to leave it like that for now. Just before I put it in, I will trim the edges. But what I believe is going to end up happening is, since this board's going to literally, you can see here, be cut pretty much in half. Actually, it will be. I only need 3/8 of an inch. And once I cut it, I have a feeling it will fit into this groove a little bit better, because then it'll have a little bit of an ability to flex more than when it's its full thickness. So I'm going to go ahead and get this cut down to the height I need it to be, and then we'll fit it again.